Had a dream. It's a little different than Martin Luther King's dream, but I mean, not that he had a great dream. Mine was unfortunately a little more frightening than his. Um, so I had a dream that the United States got attacked, and here's what's scary about that. World might call me clairvoyant. I don't know. Bible might call. I don't know what you might call. Anyway, I'm empath slash clairvoyant, I guess. Now, I'm not one of these guys. Tell you what, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not one of these guys who get on here and tell you who the next president is going to be or anything. When I have stuff happen, it's usually just my own life. I'll see stuff that's going to happen. Uh, no rhyme or reason to it. It's kind of like, sorry for that. I gotta turn my echo down. Final Destination movies, like where the kid would see stuff or they'd have dreams about it before it would happen. It's kind of what happens with me. Only I am usually, as far as I know of, I've never been wrong. So here's what I saw. This is about 6 months ago. I saw this dream wise, but now I'm having day visions of this, which has never happened to me before. Now, my dream, I was in a coffee shop in a city that looked like a war zone, kind of looked like 9/11 afterwards. I don't know if you remember the pictures of the buildings, half of them, like half the buildings missing. Some of them from the tops are missing, some of the bottoms, half the bottoms are missing, steel's exposed. There's just concrete everywhere, steel beams, rebar sticking out. What I had saw, it's morning time. Some of us gathered in a coffee shop. There was still, I remember seeing an L train track. I don't know if the L train was still running. I doubt it. I don't think there was anything capability wise for anything like that still exists. I don't know if the coffee shop was open or if they were just open to like after 9/11 where people were just actually being human and helping. Like, you need water, you need mask, you need. Then kind of think of that like here in my state, we tried to send stuff to New York for 9/11 after that, and it was water and mask and PPE stuff, the stuff that said they needed. And Red Cross said they didn't want it. So we only take cash. We don't want your water or your mask. Well, the church up there took it and they gave it to the firefighters and the police officers. So it turns out they needed masks and stuff. Didn't really help them. A lot of them still died. Uh, but had, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. But you're all about to find out. I don't know who attacks us, I think if it's China, but I'd always said if China and Russia get together, which they're meeting today, we're done. Because they hate us as much bull as we have talked about those countries. And we no longer have the power to defend ourselves against those two countries if they came against us at one time. Not to mention if you add in Japan, which is what I think I saw. All three countries come attack us. There were planes, there were bombs, missiles. People did survive. Um, the cleanup was more like pickup trucks. I saw people just out of pickup trucks rebuilding. People did live. The whole United States, from what I saw, looked like a war zone. It was not. So you could, like, I got some lame fake thing saying I owe somebody money. There's something, some old insurance company. Like, for one, they would have contacted me not before you send me to collections, and I haven't heard anything. So I'm gonna log in anyway. But like, I could care less about my credit. Like, as I said, I've had started having open visions of this during the day. This never happened. I don't know when it's gonna happen. It will happen. We're too busy fighting amongst ourselves. Um, White, black, brown. They got us in a race war. Our government, and the news agencies. Um, to divide us any way you can. Democrat, Republican, and so I'm independent. I got in the middle, and I can see how stupid all of it is. But I get censored and stuff too, being an independent. They say, "Oh, you can't be censored on YouTube or Facebook or whatever." Well, you can if you're try to speak truth, you can. And they say, oh, well, that's their platform. They don't have a right. Well, no, they don't have a right to supersede, to violate my civil rights. That's why we have civil rights. And it's not just for the government. We have freedom of speech, freedom of press. It's your first speech. Second Amendment, yeah, you guys better get your head up out of your butt and quit trying to repeal that, because you're going to need the Americans to have their guns after um, China, Russia, and Japan come and invade us all at one time. And even our spaceships, you're not going to be able to stop them, because we're under judgment from God. So you have no more blessing. You've murdered 60 million plus babies in the United States. God destroyed Israel for that twice in the Bible. You may want to reread it. See, I give up on all that crap too. I don't go to church. I used to be a preacher. I don't go to church, any of that stuff. But the Bible's real. The Mark of the Beast is coming out. Look it up. Lucifer and 666. Just look up Mark of the Beast, Lucifer 666, Bill Gates. That'll put you close. Homeland Security also owns a patent on it. Second patent. The patent on Lucifer Ace. Look that up. Don't you be trying to censor me, Google, because that is fact. There's an Epic Time show. I'll link that. Lucifer Ace. They want to inject you. Well, look at them collapsing the banking systems. We may not even see that. So that's why I'm not worried about my credit rating. I'm not worried about what injection of the week you want me to go get. I'm not worried about the Mark of the Beast, because I've seen what's coming. I don't even know if the United States makes it through. We may be Mystery Babylon in the Bible. I believe we are. I don't know if that's a vision I saw. But I saw, yeah, they have no desire to stop it. They want this. It's, as far as I can see, our current leadership, they want this to happen. But it's going to end up backfiring on them, because from what I see, we do rebuild the country, but without them. We rebuild the country without politicians, and we start over. And we did in China and Russia and Japan may come and invade us and destroy it and obliterate most of our cities, but they do not get to keep the land. The citizens keep the land. We stay here, and because we have our guns, we fight and we rebuild. And that's because we have our guns. Because even at that, yeah, we're not, because believe it or not, gay, straight, black, white, LGBT, whatever, when it comes down to fighting a foreign army, which is already here, by the way, the foreign army's already here. Somebody left the back door wide open, didn't lock it. The southern border. How many criminals and terrorists do you think have crossed that? You can't count that high. Not without a calculator. Every city in America is about to be attacked in one day. At one time. You're not going to stop it. And it's going to be China and Russia and all. And I mean, trust me, I live here. I don't want it to happen. This is just my dream. This is what I saw in my dream. So, when you government people go through this, it's just my dream. This is what I had. I don't want it to happen. This is what I've seen, but my dreams come to pass. So you may want to be on high alert and look for it. I don't know. You just let a spy satellite fly over us for 6 days. Did nothing about it. Let's shoot down. Get that joke out of the White House before you destroy us all. Because that's what's going to happen. I've seen it. No more United States. Well, it's still the United States, but not like you guys have it. And I'm fine with it, because I'll come out with good credit. I'm still alive. We're still the United States. We'll put in new politicians that aren't corrupt. And I can't even mention the other crap you guys try to do to us. But you got to leave wide open borders and let the terrorists come in. So you guys did this too. Joe Biden will go down as the one who destroyed America and brought in the new America, because him and Obama left the door wide open. And it wasn't just plane attacks. It was suitcase bombs and other dirty bombs and other things. So, yeah, there wasn't a city that didn't have damage, from what I saw in my dream. Very few people left alive. So you get your depopulation wish, government of the world, the United Nations, which is them who's doing it. It's the United Nations runs the whole world. That is the satanic army of the end. If you want to do your research and look that up, The beast that rises on the sea, I believe, is the United Nations. Everybody thinks it's the European Union. Look into who runs the world right now. Secret meetings, Bilderberg crap, G20. They even tell you what they want to do. They even tell you their plans. They hate us. They hate humans. These are not humans who run this. It's Satan and the demons that run it. And then our human masters have sold us out to them. This is where it's going to get far-fetched to people. But this is straight out of the Bible. So I know it's hard to believe, but you have humans that are that corrupt and out of money, yet they will worship Satan. So I give Satan too much credit because there's demons, and the demons are all fighting. Satan's whole kingdom's fighting. Nobody believes Satan is the prince. Only the Christians believe Satan is the prince. The rest of the satanic kingdom, they're all gunning for themselves. Because, I used to be at another side. I used to go to psychic church, and yeah, that's a whole other thing when I was a kid. But yeah, we went to a psychic church. The church was a psychic, and they even believed in Jesus, but not like the Bible. When I'm telling you about it, I believe the the New King James Bible. Father God, Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit. I believe in all that. Angels, demons. It's real. I didn't think it was real. I wanted to believe, it's all fairy tale, just crap to keep us in line, more crap. Until all the stuff I read 20 years ago started to come to pass here in these last few years. All the end times, revelations, Isaiah, Daniel, Ezekiel, Jeremiah. See, they only want to. These preachers are fake as can be on TV. They're faker than the daggone evening news, man. I met some of them. The rest of them are so scared you're going to steal their flock for telling the truth. It's ridiculous. There's more politics involved in preaching than there is getting into the White House, believe it or not. And they're about as corrupt, or they might be twice as corrupt, to tell you the truth. They got nicer airplanes, if that tells you anything. So, and that's all about ego, thinking they're the only ones that can spread the gospel. It's 8 billion people on earth. Every one of us was commanded to spread the gospel. That was the 12th commandment. And that's all I'm living by anymore. There's 10 commandments. Jesus gave us 2 more. Love your neighbor as I love the church, because he saw the second commandment, love your neighbor as you love yourself. He saw, well, you guys don't love yourself very much, so I'm going to give you a new one. And then the 12th commandment was to go preach the gospel and cast out devils. And that's the other reason you're going to go, all these churches are faker and bullcrap, because they can't cast out devils and they have no healing power. Most of them. There's some real ones. Richard Roberts, Murray Murillo, Benny Hinn's back. He repented of the prosperity gospel. Amen. Thank you, Brother Benny. Because, that's filth. Kenneth Copeland, Creflo Dollar. Well, Kenneth Copeland, which is sad because I even watched Creflo Dollar one day and I had the proof because I had a wart like right here forever. It was embarrassing. This is Grease mechanic. But even my wife at the time, or my fiance, I said, put your hand over there and pray for it. And I did it. I prayed and released, and so that wart was gone. It had been there like 6 years. And doctors, nobody could burn it off. So, instantly healed. That was watching Creflo Dollar. So at one time, he was the real deal and has left to worship skin color. I mean, Jesus was brown. I don't know why he needed to leave Jesus to go follow Islam, Nation of Islam, because there's a difference between Nation of Islam and between Muslim. It's not, they're not even the same religion. I ain't ever got nothing for free for being Native American. I still got to pay taxes. I'm still a slave. You're all still slaves, by the way. 50% tax. Well, he's paying 30 or so percent. Well, I'd say even if he's paying the lowest, 18% federal tax. So I think Joe Obama just raised that 22. It was 18 during Trump. So I know it's 22 because we can't have low taxes because that's racist. So we got to raise taxes to poor people. So I'm just talking the lowest bracket. So then you're into 22%. Then you're at least 7 to 12, 15% state, local, barbershop, pothole, neighbor tax, all that. Then you add up sales tax, license plate tax, property tax, death tax, Um, what else you got? Excise tax. You buy a car. My license plates are $35. Somehow they end up costing like $160. I asked them, well, why is that? Well, let me show you. Excise tax, pothole tax. I'm in trouble? Well, forget no. No, heck no, man. They care about you. You got to bring in that free energy. Well, I'm working on free energy, free electricity. It's already been out for 140 years. You know, before they killed Tesla, the real Tesla, Nikola Tesla. Before they killed him, he had a car that drove on free electricity. Could pull free electricity out of the car. That's why they killed him. So hopefully, they won't do the same to me. My latest thing, yeah, working on waiting on another part. My latest thing is pretty. I'm working on with my energy people at Bitco. I built the little one. This little now my one that runs off of my wood lathe does work. I get that alternator, forward alternator right there, 18 to 20 volts coming out of there. The key is I just don't use a regulator, so then it does a regular. This here was a um, squirrel blower. And I was gonna try. Man, it was a neat little. See, it would have been a neat little unit and everything. And even got to get it balanced and all that. And then what happens is when it started to go, you create a magnetic field here, magnetic field here. They were opposing each other and stopped the drive motor. so, um, so for all the scientists and the smart guys out there who were giving me this idea, like you can't use a belt. The belt is creating drag, and the drag is losing power. Well, for one thing, like I don't move camera again, but on my wood lathe, I can go from 1500 RPM to 3600 RPM, and that is because of the belt and the different size pulleys. And now I know why 140 years ago Tesla used belts, because if you use two motors together, the magnetism will lock up the motors and you won't go nowhere. So you need a belt, or you need space between the motors, or you need something. But anyway, that little design didn't work. But my big one does work, but I need a bigger power inverter. And then I have my own self charging electric car, because I did fuel up again today. I got a four cylinder. If you're hating the gas price right now and you just want to like tell Obama to his face, like, what the hell have you done? Um, and I got a Ford Focus. It's a little four cylinder. Man, I get like 40 miles an hour. I'm not kidding. If I can like drive it, like I'm not trying to qualify. Um, I get decent gas mileage. Still driving like I drive it, I'm still getting like 25, 30, which is great. Because my normal cars, like I drive, like I'm driving, they're like you got to drive not to get hit in my town. Because everybody thinks because we live near the racetrack, like they think they got to try to qualify every day, or I don't know what the problem is. But so depending on how you look at it, this could be good or bad news for you. Um, I'm looking for a bank start over. Tired of being a slave. Tired of energy companies taking my money. Tired of the government taking 50% of my paycheck. So, um, my vision really doesn't bother me, to be honest with you. I'm bothered by the people that will die. Many, many people will die. Bothered by that, and that our government could stop it, but they won't. Or maybe they can't. I don't know. Maybe they can't because we're under judgment. Um, so I would get water. I would get food. I would get some kind of CBs, walkie-talkies, something like that, so you communicate with family. Uh, Put me in even a bigger rush to finish my electric car because, well, every gas station on the corner. Look at who owns those gas stations. They're not the United States owned. because you don't want to see what I saw. And maybe we can prevent it. That would be good if we can. Because then maybe we can just fight tyranny the other way. I don't think we can. But for any countries that do try to come invade us, you're not going to take us over. You may bomb us and destroy this country.
Good afternoon, good morning, or whatever it is to you. Sorry about that. Might go down a little bit. Good microphone out today. Here for the free energy thing. Show you. Move my camera here real quick. Sorry.